here with Alana McElhinney of the BSU women's hockey team. Just talking a bit about your career path, where you plan on going here after Bemidji State. I know you're trying to get into law school right now. Just what is it about practicing the law that excites you, and just why are you pursuing law school right now?
I've always kind of had an interest in it, I guess. So I kind of, inadvertently ended up dedicating these past 4 years to my political science degree, and I kind of always knew that this was what I wanted to do when I graduated. So spent kind of last year preparing for the LSAT, the test you have to take to get in, and then past few months have been spent filling out applications, and I'm just kind of starting to hear back from schools now. So waiting game, I guess, now.
Yeah, like you said, you just took the LSATs, it was end of September, early October, because it was, you missed you missed one game against Providence for it. Just how did that go, and just talk a little bit more about that whole process.
The test went really well, actually, which was nice, I guess, considering I had to miss a game for it, which is never really something I like to do. It was hardest thing to be away from the team, and driving back the next day, it was down in Minneapolis.
Okay.
So I listened to Kelly on the radio for sure, so that helped. First time I think I've ever had to listen to her, so my parents get the pleasure, but I was like, oh, thank goodness she does this, or I'd just be so anxious driving back.
Another angle just with you is that your brother, Curtis, right?
Yep.
It plays in the NHL right now. He's played with several teams over the past few years. Just how is it having a brother in the NHL, and just have you been able to get to many of his games, and just what has he taught you about the game from a goaltender's perspective?
Well, I think everybody kind of knew that I became a goalie because of him, even if I wouldn't admit it. Got a little defensive whenever anybody said that, but it's been great. All three of my older siblings played hockey, and Curtis is the only one still playing, so it's nice to kind of be able to watch him, and just, being his sister, you see how much work really goes into it, and when he gets his chance in the limelight, it's even better to see him take advantage of it. So I'm glad he's doing really well, and it's really cool, to be able to say, that's my brother out there. So very proud of him for sure.
Just what are some things that he's taught you over the years, just from the goal as a goaltender, and just talk about the process of him starting hockey and how you kind of like you said, followed your siblings' footsteps.
Well, they all played. I didn't start playing until I was 10, actually, so I was a little late compared to some of the other girls on the team. But my parents told me I had to be a forward or a defense for a year before I could take home the goalie equipment. And I think I brought it home maybe second practice. And the coach called my parents and goes, "We're so glad that Alana volunteered to be goalie for the rest of the season." And yeah, it was a bit late to get out of it by then. But no, I've had my chance to get on the ice with Kurt and everything, but I think it's more just what he's taught me, from an outside standpoint of how to handle things. I think that has probably had more of an impact on me, I guess. You can have as many coaches as you want on the ice, but it's just as important how you take things off the ice, especially for a goalie, and during the game, how you mentally handle it. So I think he's really helped me a lot with that, and it's been good to see him and he's at great levels of coaching, so it's good to learn from him for sure.
Do you still get to see him quite a bit, or now that he's in the NHL and you're obviously traveling around with Bemidji State?
We have busy schedules. I see him probably less than I see the rest of my family, I guess. But summers are nice. We kind of have the same off season, so that's good. He comes home and everything with his family. He's got a wife and 2 little kids now, so It's always nice to get to see them. So yeah, not as much as I'd like to, but we're both so busy. It's kind of hard to schedule him. And he's way on the East Coast right now, so who knows? But
just back to just your law school ambitions. Just how have the coaching staff and everyone been with just obviously, it takes some time to pursue, in terms of school, and just how has the coaching staff been with understanding, what you're trying to do in terms of that?
All of them actually have just been so understanding. When I talk to Coach, he knows how important academics have always been to me. So when I talked to him about leaving for my test, it wasn't an easy thing to do, but called him in the summer because I knew so far in advance, and it was just really good about letting me go and take that and everything.
You've been backup goaltender here behind a really talented goalie in Zuzana Tomchikova. You're also very good,
Thank
but
you.
to get to have a player like Z in front of you, it can't have been easy for you.
Yeah.
Just what has it been like? Just biding your time and taking advantage of the opportunities you have gotten behind Z the last 3.5 years.
Yeah, I think that's the most important point, really, is, you know, when I get my chance that I make the most of it and do the best that I can. So, I mean, Z and I are great friends, you know,
Yeah.
on and off the ice, so that helps, you know. I mean, definitely don't hate her by any means, but, I mean, she's absolutely amazing, you know, so I think if anything, one of my jobs I've tried to do throughout my past 3.5 years, I guess, is just work as hard as I can and, you know, just push her, really, because if I just keep trying to get better, it's going to try and make her get better as well. So I think that's really, from my standpoint, I guess, what I've tried to do for the team is to just help them out by, you know, trying to make both of us better.
Just the unique point is that, you know, you're a backup goaltender, but you're a captain on this team right now.
Yes.
Just talk about how you have taken that leadership upon yourself, even though, you know, you don't get to play as much as everyone, you know, as some other people might get to.
I think, I mean, it was obviously a big honor. It's voted on by the team, and then coaches obviously look it over, but I think that meant a lot to me, I guess, you know, to know that I haven't been out there every game and, you know, I haven't been making the headlines necessarily, but that they still thought that I possess those qualities, I guess. So, I mean, like I kind of mentioned before, it's just, I think it's the off-ice stuff that matters just as much as what you do on the ice, and I always just try to practice hard and, you know, try and keep the girls motivated and just do whatever I can, I guess, where I see it needed.
Just what's your style of play? What do you try to do when you do get on ice? Just what's your style as a goaltender? And I guess just talk a bit about that.
I've always been told I'm pretty quick, I guess, so I guess I like to go with that and try and make that work. But I think just focus. I always, you know, when I get in a game, I do better in games where I'm getting a lot of shots, and I'm sure you'll hear that from most goalies. It's kind of boring when you get 2 shots a period, but yeah, I guess just try and stay focused and try and keep the energy up. I feel like I'm always really hyped up when I get in net.
Oh.
And yeah, they'll say a lot of goalies are, you know, either really calm or they're really, really on adrenaline rush, I guess. So I think I'm one of those. But try and seem like I'm calm, I guess, and just do my best and stay focused. And when I get my chance, like you said, just really try and capitalize on it.
You got to play last weekend against Robert Morris in Game 2. Just how was that in terms of what you faced, and how was it to get back on the ice after a break? And you know, it had been probably a month since you've been in, but just how was that against Bobby Moe?
It was good. I mean, they're a good team. They had a couple fast players and stuff, and they gave us some good games this weekend. So that was, I mean, it was great that I got to get in on one of them and had a really fun time. I mean, it's always fun when you get to play, and even better when you get to finish the year off with a sweep. So, I mean, the team just played great and blocked lots of shots, and it was just great.
I know it was pretty exciting for the team on Friday to play where the Pittsburgh Penguins play, to, you know, see the locker room, see the facilities. I've seen a few pictures of Sidney Crosby's locker. Just how was that experience?
It was absolutely amazing. Not sure how the opportunity really arose for us to play there, but I'm really glad that it did. I've never had a chance to be to Pittsburgh, let alone in that arena. So, I mean, it was really cool to just see the facility, and it's an absolutely amazing arena. And we got to go, we were down under in the hallways, and I think we warmed up right outside the Pens locker room. So, I mean, it's just another one of those experiences you don't really get if you're not a part of the team, you know. So, just reminded me how grateful I was. What
team did you grow up for NHL rooting on?
Oh, definitely the Flames. As much as that hurts me to say sometimes, definitely the Flames.
Okay. Just what are you trying to do to wrap up your senior season, and what are some of your goals for this team?
I mean, we had a really good first half, and there's always talk about, you know, if those teams carry that momentum through to the second half. And I think we have a good team this year, good team chemistry, and I think that we really fight to win games, and I think the second half is going to be no different than the first was, and I think we can really carry through the second half and do the same thing and hopefully play as long as we can.